Japan paused this morning to remember one of the darkest days in human history, the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. On the 80th anniversary of that devastating day, a ceremony was held with around 55,000 people, including dignitaries from 120 countries and regions, at exactly 8:15 a.m. local time. The moment the bomb exploded over Hiroshima, the crowd observed a minute of silence, honoring the tens of thousands who lost their lives instantly and in the months that followed. The Prime Minister of Japan addressed the gathering after placing a wreath at the Peace Memorial. He urged world leaders to recommit to nuclear disarmament and strengthen the global non-proliferation framework.
The current security environment is becoming increasingly severe. However, it is precisely because of this that we must make every effort to realize a world without nuclear war and ultimately a world without nuclear weapons under the framework of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, which serves as the cornerstone of the international nuclear disarmament and non-proliferation regime.
The uranium bomb dropped on Hiroshima on August 6, 1945, killed 78,000 people instantly. And by the end of that year, radiation exposure had brought the death toll to approximately 140,000. 3 days later, the US dropped a second atomic bomb on Nagasaki. Decades later, nuclear weapons remain a looming threat. Despite being used only twice in warfare, the destructive potential continues to cast a long, dangerous shadow. Experts and survivors alike warning that the risk of nuclear conflict is now higher than it has been in decades. One such voice is that of atomic bomb survivor Masako Wara, who spoke about the dangers of ignoring history.
Armed states and their allies should recognize the fact that due to their insincerity and arrogance, the entire human race is on the brink of nuclear war. In today's unstable world, the risk of nuclear weapons use is the highest since the end of the Cold War.
And according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, there are more than 12,000 nuclear bombs across the world. So from the recent Russia-US nuclear saber-rattling to the US strikes on Iranian nuclear sites, the nuclear shadow is far from gone. Even 80 years later, Hiroshima reminds the world that the nuclear threat still looms.